But talking about this theme of consistent compounders, because there is a narrative around just hold these quality stocks for 10, 20 years and it will keep compounding. And we
I
often
don't
quote
believe in that.
Warren Buffett also, and the audience always is talking about Warren Buffett, Charlie Munger. But I want to dive into this contrarian thinking and bring this element out as well, that this whole shift has happened now, and maybe holding long term is not the ideal for your portfolio mix.
No, I would not. I would agree and disagree. You have to have a long-term view, but long-term you cannot be 20, 30, 40 years now. Because technology and the way you do business is changing. Intel we all use, IBM we all use, but technology has changed so much that they have not been wealth creators.
Yeah.
So I think one has to be up there, and on the other hand, you have companies like Microsoft which have kept on repurposing them, launching new businesses, and they're still relevant. So I think things have changed. So yes, you have to have a long-term view, but with that long-term view is 20, 30 years, I don't think. And, everyone adores Buffet and Munger, and I also had the privilege of seeing them in their last meeting alive in 2023. But again, I think they were in a very different era. So this worked maybe between 60s, 70s and 10 years ago. Now you have to be up there. If you see the wealth creators now, these are new entrepreneurs, who are working a little differently. I'm not saying that the old companies will not do well, but I think this whole, stability which the earlier companies used to bring has changed completely. You look at consumer companies, you have now Instagram and D2C, and all of us, and more so the young guys, are willing to experiment.
Yeah.
It's not that you're going to have only that brand of soap or shampoo which you're going to use. You're willing to experiment. Clothes are the same thing. It's not that only those 2, 3, 4 brands you're using. So many D2C brands are coming up. You're all using it. So I think you have to be aware of that. And therefore, this whole concept of consistent compounders, yes, it will work, but not from 20, 30 years perspective. Maybe, you'll have to have a long-term view, which will be more 5, 10 years.
Okay. So you hold companies for 5, 10 years
Yeah,
and then
lots.
reevaluate.
In our portfolio, there are so many companies. As long as they're growing, it's fine, But it's not that we are stuck that, we'll hold this for 20, 30 years just because someone has taught us that you have to hold it for 20, 30 years.